morning, everybody. It's May 19th today. Me and the two younger boys are heading up to the field. Gotta finish a couple corn stubble fields. I'm gonna finish ripping up with that field cultivator, and then I gotta go get some fertilizer to put on that state land there where we're gonna plant the oats. Get that worked in hopefully today with that spike tooth. And then what I'm gonna do on that field, we got a big field roller. I'm gonna roll that field before I plant it. That's kind of not the typical way it used to be done. It used to be you seeded it and then rolled the field afterwards. But I've done this before, and I've kind of seen it being kind of a growing trend to roll it first. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go up and finish ripping a couple of little fields, and I can bring that home. And then I'll put that 1066 on that roller, and I'll show you guys that roller. Alright, we're going to pop the spike tooth off the 830 here, and I got a fertilizer spreader over there. Hook up and spread a little fertilizer on there, work it in, and hopefully tomorrow we can get that piece seeded. Alright, we got it all hooked up. Show you on the back of the spreader here. You can pick how much you want to put per acre, and then you can just adjust it with this crank by opening this door. Then this chain that's driven by the wheels that moves back, and then this spinner down here spins with the power takeoff and just spreads it out. And like I said, you can set it. I'm putting about 100 pounds to the acre, so there's a certain setting on here to achieve that, and then you drive a certain distance apart from each other. So it's not a perfect science, but you can get fairly close usually. I'm out here spreading now, but I'm not going to take much video of this because it's so dusty out here, and that fertilizer is hard to see anyway, so I'll just get finished up here. Afternoon, everybody. May 20th, sunny and hot out, dusty. Got that field worked the fertilizer in this morning. Now I'm going to go hook up the 1066 to that field roller and hit it with the roller, and then we're ready to seed. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I roll the fields before we seed typically. I do that for a couple reasons. We used to always do it after we seed. I've talked to a lot of people. I've actually done it a couple times, even rolling the field before we seed. It seems to work good. The guy we got our seed oats from said he's been doing that, had good luck with it. Gives a more even seed bed, better coverage, that kind of thing. And another reason, I'll show you again, I think I maybe did a little before. I got this this old press drill, and it's got these spoked press wheels. And the drill does a nice job, but if you get like fist size rock or a little bit bigger, smaller, they get in the right place, they'll get stuck in here and they'll hit a support and it'll stop one of these sections. Then it'll start building up dirt. If you don't catch it right away, then you got kind of a mess. So rolling it pushes a lot of those rocks down, and then I don't have that trouble. And there's places out there where there's way more rock like that than I'm going to pick by hand, especially since I'm getting kind of late in the year here. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay, here's our roller. We had this made a few years ago. It's not factory or anything. We just got a hold of this big pipe and had a neighbor guy weld up the frames and put it together. The thing does a really nice job. We had it made in 3 sections instead of one big long section, just so it follows the contours better. Really the only bad part with it is if you need to like go down the road, like the blacktop road or something like that, you almost got to haul it on a trailer because it doesn't have a rubber tire transport. It can be made narrower. It is a little bit of a pain to do that too, but it is possible. Each section has a hitch in the center, so so you can hook the two wings to that each other and make it, you know, so it's only as wide as your first one. But I don't know, we haven't had, around here it fits in pretty much everywhere we need to go. So, and it's heavy. I think he said these wings were about 1,000 pounds a piece, and I think the front one's about 1,500. So it packs pretty well. And I don't know, this is the only tractor we've ever used on it. I probably could get by with a little smaller tractor, but you know, I imagine maybe that on that ground, that 830 would probably do fine. But I don't know, this works good too. As far as compaction, I know it's a heavier tractor, but it also has quite a bit more rubber on the ground, so that doesn't seem to be an issue as far as leaving wheel tracks. So seems to work pretty good, a pretty good pair on there. So we'll get it hooked up and see it in action. They're talking maybe some rain this coming weekend. I sure hope we get it, because it's getting really dry.
Okay, so we're up here on the state land that Alan ran the drag over. You can see a spot here that had the drag, and then you can see here. Now it's just about all rolling. It looks pretty good. But came up here to get Alan. He's gonna give me a hand getting chores rolling. What are those guys doing? Huh? What are those guys doing? Are they milking cows? Are you supervising, Jason? What kind of oats are these?
Rodney.
Rodney?
My grass seeder is written on there that the one, you guys said it 2 notches slower than the other one.
Oh.
When you flip up the grass seed thing, it's written right on there. Just think, your mom used to carry them bags around the feed, throw them bags around the feed mill. When Fern Isaacson was a state arm wrestling champion, she only got 100 pounds of oats, which is basically what that is. Mom threw it from the dock and skipped it off the bed of the truck up to the front of the box. Fern says, you think you need to be in the state arm wrestling tournament? And I was like, no.
Those bags probably weighed more than she did.
About the same back then. Watched that last night.
Really?
Watching clips of it on YouTube.
What's that?
UHF.
Oh look, they're really mad now. God, I gotta watch that again.
That's one thing, this thing holds some seeds.
34 bags.
Yeah, I got all by hand. Really? A little platform scale. And I wonder if much oats is you have a bag. Yeah. I got a squeak.
Bag number 7.
I had a squeak in my disc opener and I couldn't see it. Yeah.
First planting of 2020. Nice. Just went a little ways. I'm just going to come back here and make sure they're all dropping seed and the tubes aren't plugged. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like there's seed in them. That's a good sign. Oh, we got a plugged one. Doesn't take much with these. You get a little cobweb in there. There it goes. There we go. And we'll look behind. Looks like it's covering. It's hard to tell if there's seed there. It's hard to find, but I don't see it all over the top, and it looks like it's coming out the back, so probably have my brother come. I'll have him watch a little and just make sure it's feeding out okay, but I can see seed down in the disc, so that's good. I've got it set for about 2 bushel to the acre. I don't know, last year I had it set for around that, I think, but it's seeded quite a bit heavier. All kind of depends on what your oats look like and stuff, but boy, it's a nice night out tonight. At least that wind calmed down anyway. See what I can get done here tonight while the wind's not blowing.
The little white dot is Alan on the 560. It's about 11 o'clock at night. Calling it quits for the night.
Everybody, we're out here next day now. I was out last night till about 11 o'clock seeding, and then I finally ran out of seed. Jen come and picked me up. So we'll try to get some video today, see if we can get this piece finished up. I think I'm over half done. I made 3 rounds around the perimeter, and then I've just been going back and forth, so it's working pretty good. I have to say, I haven't used this 560 on this drill before. I've always used that 830 case up there with the green cab on it, which works all right, but the way I'm seating this, where I'm going back and forth with this narrow front, I can spin right around nice on the end, so that works good. So we got topped off with seed again. I'm hoping that I got enough in there that I can finish this piece. We'll see. I might have to add a little more. I had to adjust the seeding rate a couple times, but got this running, so I'll see if it doesn't get too dusty. I'm going to try to get some video of this. I'm just gonna bring this home. I'm gonna run around. Came out pretty good on the seed. I tried to set it about 2 bushel to the acre, and I think we came out pretty close there. This is, I think, just under 16 acres, and we used about 30, with what's left in here, probably 30 bushel or 32. So there's not too much left. I'm just gonna run around the edge and kind of pick up spots if there was any spots I missed turning, and we'll be done up here. We can move on to the next piece.
What are you guys doing?
Baling hay.
Okay, back to baling.
Back to baling business. You can't waste time. Ding, ding. I put on 4 bales, but I end up getting 2.
Oh.
It's because I pushed down.
How do you like my haircut?
I like your haircut. Lindsay did a good job, huh?
I've got a lot of hair off on me, that massive.